There is a new list. Yes, an updated list of men who should not date. And I'm going to read some of so it's a total of 29, but I just want to read like 7 of them off the top that I thought was hilarious. But I'm also going to read a couple that was matter of fact. So let's start with the matter of fact ones, which I think should be pretty low key simple. Men with toddlers or younger. Men that live with their mama. Men that live with their baby mama. DL men. I definitely support that one. But anyways, now let's get to the fun parts. Men that bank with Cash App and Cash App only. Men that sag their pants. Men that, here it is, that ask women, can I hold a couple dollars? You got some dollars? I need a couple dollars to hold. Those men, men that put their clothes in tubs. Now, is it bathtubs or plastic tubs? I don't know. It's just a tub. And so if you guys haven't had an opportunity to check this list out, go ahead and check this list out, because another one that I like, and I think Nick, who be throwing mad shade on Joy Reid, men who basically wear wigs. But let's go ahead and say what it actually states here. It states that men, that hairline is gone, but they still try to keep avoiding it, masking it, all that good stuff. So, them lace fronts looking good on you, men. Sometimes I can't even tell it's a lace front. So those are just some of the ones that I thought was most important. Oh, here's another one that's really good. And I say this because I don't like the cowgirls, but men who are Cowboys fans. I think that's a valid point there. And I view that in the same line of Redskin fans. I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, with that being said, I would love to get the men thoughts on this new list.
Which one would you say would be the most egregious? What is the worst? Which one of these 29 are the worst offender in your opinion?
So, the ones that are legitimate, such as the ones about the DL men, like, first of all, in this day and age, you can go ahead and say, I'm bi. You can go ahead and say, I like a little peen in my backside. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and let folks know that you okay with swinging. But anyways, with that being said, I think they're technically the worst, because in this day and age, you don't have to hide it. And then they have a tendency, if they're DL, they'll go ahead and unalive you simply because you found out accidentally. So I would just say I think that's technically the worst, but that's more on the serious tip. In regards to the silly stuff, like men that don't own a suit, right? Like, not everybody need a suit. It'd be nice to have, but it's not necessary. Or, but anyways, so I don't know. It depends. As a matter of fact, I would like to hear which one you guys think are more valid or not valid. Which ones you say, hey, keep, and the rest toss out. So I would love to hear that.
All right.
What do you think, Jay?
The only one I think maybe gets some defense, right? That I can probably defend. I mean, they all have a reason. All right. We all have exceptions. Like, I think the one was like men who like stay at the Motel 6, right? That's where his spot is or something. I'm like, honestly, I would tell my daughter, no, you're not going to date one who lives at the Motel 6. Let one get his own place. One's working through some things. Let one get, you know what I'm saying? Let him get an address that he can receive mail at. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And it's not judgment or sarcasm. It's just let one progress, whoever one may be. ONE. That's not racist. Y'all so racist. Anyway, so my point though is the guy with the tub, I think he was okay. The guy with the toddler, yeah, he's too busy. Some of those made sense. The dude living with his mama, you know what I mean? No judgment, but you live with your mama, you busy, like having a toddler. I'm making this worse. I ain't gonna have no people watching me after this. Let me pass to Delvin. Delvin, save me, man. You know what I'm trying to say.
For me, the most egregious offender on this list are the grand rising niggas. They must have to be stopped. The good morning queen, grand rising. Those niggas are a menace. They're full of shit. I have it out for them. They know it. They're my mortal enemies. So I nominate the grand rising queen niggas as the most egregious offender of who should not be dating. Yeah, the motel one, that's up there. I definitely wouldn't want my daughter dating a guy at a motel, man. So.
But Devin, let me ask you a quick question in regards to the Grand Rising. So you basically shaming the hoteps? Is that what's happening here? I just want to get some clarity because,
Yeah,
Dr. Umar is a hotep.
I
the
say.
hoteps are generally full of shit. They're covering up. The hotepness is usually a cope for something else they're trying to cover up. They're usually covering up some type of egregious fuck nigga behavior, typically. So that's why I got it in for the Grand Rising. You know, just own your debauchery, man. It's okay. You know, just live out loud. Like you said earlier, we can just be out. We can do everything. Just live your truth. I mean, that's what we're talking about now, right? You know.
So just to make sure I made the connection. So you basically saying that Dr. Umar is engaged in some debauchery and some fuckery.
Oh yeah. He likes strippers. It's okay. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I like him too. It's fine. You know.
Yeah, you trying to get in this. He's trying to
But-
bait you on some Dr. Umar
Right.
shit. I mean, listen, you gotta
Right.
bait Delvin. If you want to shoot at Dr. Umar, he'll shoot at Dr. Umar. We
Yeah.
ain't got no fear here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
we-
she's trying to,
the
yo,
fuck?
Delvin, she's trying to
Yeah.
play you, bro. Like, trying to set you up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know
I'm
what
not
he's
trying
I'm
to-
saying.
answering
I'm
everything
just
in the
asking.
affirmative. The Grand Rising niggas, you know, they
He said what he said. I said, hell, get off of him.
I just wanted to make the connection to make sure it was solidified.
yes,
You know what I'm
him
saying?
too.
But,
That's all I was checking.
but
If he don't like it, come on the show.
But I don't understand why. Listen, man. As a man, I abhor. Poo-pooing on another nigga's game. Okay, like I get it. I feel you. But if it's working for him, the good morning text, the what you doing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not mad, you know, because if he's talking to an earthy shorty, like that shit might work for her. Okay, so I get it. Now, to me, these lists overall, because I think you guys talked about most of the different ones, right? Like, to me, these lists are interesting because what it does is it mixes in some good situations that make sense, you know, but with some that are like fucking ridiculous. And the problem is that some people will run with some of the ridiculous too, you know what I'm saying, at the same time. I guess, and then mentioned, for example, like, hey, Grand Rising Men, right? I get it, it's a trope now, it's funny. But if that brother is out there going to 7 Under and buying shea butter and eating herbal roots and shit like that, that's the type of time that he's on, and he's authentically on that type of time, eating mango rinds and fucking watermelons. I don't know, whatever the fuck they be doing, right? And he on that type of time, you know what I'm saying? Like, now if he ain't rocking no shea butter, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't doing none of that shit, he ain't got no beeswax, no dreadlock, nothing. He just talking about Grand Rising. Okay, he's a phony. Okay, and yes, we should watch out for him. But here's what I don't understand though, and maybe men. Okay, this is a list of men that women shouldn't date. I just want to make sure because I think when you first said the S&M, I'm like, are these men that should not date, or these are men that women should not want to date? I just wanted to make sure I was understanding.
They're saying that these are men who have no business dating, is the way it's phrased.
Okay, cool. I'm so glad you said that. Okay, thank you for that clarity because I thought that's fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, like men with toddlers. I mean, if he ain't the primary guardian, which a lot of men aren't, what the fuck does that mean? He shouldn't date. He shouldn't be wanting love because he had a kid who might be under the age of 4. Some of y'all bitches be moving on to new relationships after a couple of weeks or a couple of months. And you said this man, if the last time he hooked up with shorties when they had the baby, and it's 4 years ago, he shouldn't be outside trying to find somebody else, especially if he's responsible, right? Like, the same thing with the Grand Rising Men. Some of y'all bitches wouldn't get no goddamn text message from nobody if it wasn't for some of these niggas. You know what I'm saying, Delvin? You claim to care about these women. Well, guess what? Their shit would be dry if it was not for some of these brothers. You want them to feast or famine, my nigga? Right? What are you doing, texters? Some of y'all bitches don't have good conversation, right? We're trying to keep the connection going, right? And you're not really giving out enough for us to really peel from. Cool. So the bare minimum is what the fuck you get. Because you deserve the bare minimum. What does that have to do with me not being able to date? You know, I shouldn't date. If some of these things y'all applied to some of y'all, then most of y'all would not be able to date either. But since both of y'all are in the same boat, y'all really should be dating each other, which is the stupid shit about some of these fucking lists, because somehow y'all think y'all excluded from some of this shit and look past each other for real, but y'all all in the same fucking boat, man. You know what I'm saying? Pants sagging and titty sagging. It's all the same thing, man. What are y'all talking about?